Attention Rowe Middle School 8th graders, it is that wonderful, exciting time of the year where you start to think about your high school future. That's right, it's time to forecast for which classes you are going to take as a 9th grader if you plan on going to Milwaukie High School or Milwaukie Academy of the Arts. First off, what you need to know is that Mr. Church will be your counselor next year. He's currently the senior counselor, and once he pushes all those young caterpillars out into the world to become beautiful butterflies, then he's going to come back to be freshman counselor next year, and he's going to lead you through that process for your freshman, sophomore, junior, and senior year. So he's going to be with you every step of the way. Mr. Church is an awesome dude, and you are incredibly lucky that you get to have him be your counselor. Normally, your freshman counselor would come into Mr. Slack's social studies classroom, and they would give some presentations, and they would give you a course catalog and all that stuff. With us being online, we're not going to be able to make that happen. However, we still have a really awesome plan to help you choose which classes are right for you. In your 8th grade hub in Google Classroom, we have a section titled Forecasting for Next Year. And in that section, Forecasting for Next Year, there are 4 different materials or categories, if you will. There is your tools for forecasting. And in this section, we have all the course catalogs for Milwaukie High School, Milwaukie Academy of the Arts, as well as Schellenberg, which is really important because you can go take some awesome classes over there. In addition to that, there's your forecasting timeline, and we're gonna talk specifically about this forecasting timeline in a little bit in this video. But this is when things are going to happen, when you can meet with Mr. Church, and when everything is expected and when you need to have it turned in. There's also a section called More Information About Classes in Milwaukie. In this area, you'll actually be able to find videos or slideshow presentations about specific classes that you might be interested in taking. Want to join choir next year? Watch the video about choir, and maybe you'll be able to determine via that video if that's the right class for you. Finally, there's information about how to ask Mr. Church questions, whether you need to email him or whether you want to set up an appointment with him in the future. Really exciting stuff. You all get to choose what you want to learn as freshmen at Milwaukie High School or Milwaukie Academy of the Arts next year. That's really great. Now, there's a whole lot of stuff that we're going to do to help you figure out which classes are the right ones for you. So what does the timeline look like, and what are some dates that we should be looking out for? First, on Friday, February 12th, there will be a video that 8th graders will watch in their core classes that day. And it's all about classes that they can take at the high school or at Schellenberg. Then Tuesday, February 16th, there's 2 things going on. Number 1, your rough draft of your classes is due. This is not your final copy, it is a rough draft, but we want you to think about over the weekend, what are some potential classes that you would like to take, and just write it down and get an idea of, hey, this is kind of where I want to go. We can still make changes to your schedule. However, we want to make sure that you're spending some time thinking about what classes you want to take. This could very well dictate your future. Maybe you go take a broadcasting class and all of a sudden you're like, yo, I want to be a journalist. Or maybe you go out to the land lab and you're like, you know what I want to do? I want to raise cows and chickens and pigs, and I want to be an agriculturist. All of these things can help determine the path of your life. So we want you to put some thought into this, yo. We want you to be like, yeah, I know what I'm doing. And if you don't know what you're doing, that's why we're here. Also, on Tuesday, February 16th, there is a family forecasting night for all students who will be going to Milwaukie High School or Milwaukie Academy of the Arts next year. The information on how to attend that family forecasting night will be in your 8th grade level hub in your Google Classroom. Then on Tuesday the 16th, Friday the 19th, and Tuesday the 23rd, Mr. Church is actually going to come to your language arts classes, and he's going to answer any questions that people may have. So if you have some questions for him, hold on to that, write it down, maybe put it in a note in your email, go to Google Keep, write it in a planner, and then when he comes to your language arts class, you can ask him what those questions are, and he'll be able to answer them for you. If you got questions that come up after Mr. Church has visited your language arts class, or maybe it's a question that you don't feel comfortable asking in front of your whole classroom, guess what? He's going to do specific office hours just for forecasting for our 8th grade students. So from February 18th all the way until March 4th, from 12 o'clock until 1 o'clock, he will be hosting office hours where you can log in, join a meet, and you can sit down with him and talk to him about potential classes that might be good for you and some classes that you might not want to go towards. If you submit your course request by Wednesday, February 24th, you will be put into a drawing for a $40 Visa gift card. Those who complete their course requests by March 2nd will be entered into a drawing for a $20 Visa gift card. We want to show some love to the people who are getting the stuff done on time, as it is going to make everybody's life so much easier and help us make sure you get the classes that you want. Finally, Friday, March 5th is the final deadline for you to complete your course request, and anybody who gets it in by that final deadline is going to be entered into a drawing for a $5 gift card. Once again, all of this information is in your 8th grade level hub in Google Classroom, and Mr. Church will be around in your core classes answering questions. You can also email him at the NCLAC address that he has, or ask one of your 8th grade teachers and they can guide you. On Friday, all of this kicks off. We're excited, we're hyped, and we're ready to help you get where you want to go next year so that you are Mustang born, Mustang bred, gonna be a Mustang till I'm dead. Mustang born, Mustang bred, gonna be a Mustang till I'm dead. Yeah, let's get it. I said I'm Mustang born, I am Mustang bred, and I'm finna be a Mustang until I'm dead. Yeah.